This is how I use Storylabs for my online students. So when we did El Muchacho Pastor, I bought all of this curriculum and then I put it in myself so that I could use it and track what they do. So they read the story and they know that they work on these as they need them, and they can play games. And so they're supposed to choose one of these to work with. These are the three main words that they'll use. And then they go and they give their answers, and I use these in classes. Oh, I must have moved that file. These are questions so that they can practice it. Usually we do it in class, but I see them once a week. So that was their problem. That was the problem. That's why I had to do distance learning. So these are drawing prompts, and then they draw the picture in this software. I hope it's not a weird picture that shows up. Okay, good. So then they'll just draw, and then they upload it into their journal right here. Ha! And then I can see it because I can see their journal. And then they can play games with the story. And of course, they're going to read the story. This is the main one. That's what you saw, or listen to it.
Hay una familia, es una familia rara.
So they listen and read, and then I can see how much they've done. So I have to move my screen. Let me see. Let's do, I forget who I was using this with the most. Let's do, I don't know, I guess we'll do the 8th grade. I need to move my screen so you can't see their names. So then it will have how much time they spent and how much of their journals they did. And then I gave them credit on what they were spending, their time they were spending. So that's why it was helpful to have as an online tool. I also was using it for Somos, so I could track what they were doing. They could listen. They were mainly doing their garbanzo, but they were needing some help with colors or Camina, again, because I didn't have enough time with them. And so I took things apart and put it in. So then it would go say, this is what you're supposed to do, because they all have garbanzo accounts to read. And it's just linked in because it's easier. And then the story is in different games because they're used to that. I even put in some extra things. This is so annoying. You don't want to do that one. Let me see how else it's good. Oh, I was even doing it for Senior Wooly, but mainly because, so I have his things in here, but if there are any extra things that I create, then I keep it here for me. And then I can share it like these Quizlet cards, so they could practice before they come to class, and I'll say, go in line and do this, or like all of these to upload so I didn't have to find them. It's just a way I organize. Oops. So anyway, oh, and the books that they would read, I took pictures so they could see it and I could see it. This is only for my students and it's password protected. And it's so next year, the next time I teach it, I don't have to organize it again. And so that I can project it online for my online students. I'm just trying to see. Oh, this is for when my students were writing their own stories. We'd put it in here so that they could work with it, and then I'd add, let me see what else we have. So I'd put their stories in, and then they would have their storyboard, and the goal was to retell it. So I pull it up online, and they tell me what's going on, and then there's these games they can play with it. Let me see what else we did. This is a free book anybody can have. Nicole Gomez is so nice about sharing it. And I made Quizlet activities, printable activities, or the printable if they want to print the story instead of listening to it. The thing about having it online is students.
Capítulo 1, la competencia.
The students can listen, and I don't know why that's not working. I probably password protected it at some point. Some of these files are teacher view only. So this is the publishing system that you could use. So let's say I'm going to add something in my Somos one. So this is just for my students again, but this is how I organize it. So let's say I'm going to do, I don't know which one I'm going to do. I want to add something to this class. Then I just upload a URL. Let's go to Quizlet and pretend that I'm finding something. Oh, this is for my ESL class. So I made a story for them called Tahira Wants a Whisk because that's what we've been studying together. She's from Afghanistan. So now I'm going to put this in there. Let's do the learn activity. And I'm going to copy the URL. And this is how I keep it all together. And so I put it into, even though this doesn't go, I'll delete it. It's not a big deal. I'm just showing you how it works. I'm going to put it somewhere. Let's see, I'm in week 4. And this means if it has teacher or student app. We also have an iOS app that can only be in there if they want. So it's just a way to publish material. You can also upload chapter files. Let's put in this PDF for the story that I was doing for my Afghani women. And you can customize these headings too. Okay, so now let's move it to story so I know what to delete. And this is Somos week 4. So now you can see what I just added in. And so students don't need to find out where to go. It's automatically in here. And they can change and do match with it. I'm working right here. You can't see it. And match the question and answer. Oh, I have 3 versions of this. One is just 1 or 2 or 3 vocabulary words with the picture, then a question with the picture, and then just the story with the picture. And then we have, and that's so they can listen to it, because these women I'm teaching are illiterate. And so they need to have, and one of them isn't. And so she says it in Dari, and there's no Google Translate for Dari, their dialect. There's no Google Translate for it, and there's no Duolingo. So they really don't have anything, so we're making stuff. So we tell the story together in here. So anyway, it's customizable. I'm going to go back, and I don't know what that is. I'm going to delete this because I don't want it in this file to confuse my students. But that's how easy it is to publish into this program. So it's a way for teachers to organize their materials, and then they can keep notes. And these notes are, let me just see if I have any. Oh, so it's right here. So if the kids need to know. So for instance, when I do a movie talk, I have a bad memory. And so I will play this and read this. So I know when to stop. I say, ay, una muchacha, la muchacha está. Let me make my screen bigger, sorry. And so I'd pause it and I would use this, but I get to keep my comments here. So that's why anything you put in here, they'll see. And for me, it's easier than doing a lesson plan and going to this slideshow. And so then I take apart the slideshow. No one is listening to this anymore. Oh, this is such a long video. So I take apart the slideshow because it says use these slides, and then I go and get just those, so I don't have to go sort through it in class. And then I put the link into the video, and then I put in the, she wants to do the write and discuss. This must be a teacher-only file. I'm curious. I have to see the write and discuss. Yes. So this was selected as a teacher-only file, so I'll see it in case I need it. And when I'm teaching in class, I will mark the ones that I want to use so that I'm not, I'll know this is just for my reference. There's the comments from the lesson plan, so it's right where I need it. And let's see, this will refresh later. And here's the lesson plan that I was taking. So then I went and I got slides 18 through 19 and put it in. And then I put this in with all the notes in the notes part. I don't know, maybe I'm the only one that's super scattered brained, but I just want to be able to go, go, go instead of reference, 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 reference. And I love these lesson plans. They're amazing. They just need to be easier for me to use. I don't know what this is. Anyway,